Hello, welcome to Trainz Route Building Live. Quite a few episodes. Now, the title says it's been 197. 197? That's not quite right. Hold on. 197. No, there must have been some calculation misstep there. 100. No, it's definitely not been that long. Hold on. Let me double check. Okay, let me just pull up the charts. One moment. Okay. No. Yes, I see. It's 167. I suppose I should change it in case people might think that it's actually that close to being 100. Oh, well, 200, I mean. So there you go. No, but yes. No, but yes. Where's Frantically? Hello, Kagafango. Did you see the sticker at this end up? Yes, because otherwise the 7 and the 1 wouldn't be in those positions. Okay, so let's switch over. So we built a lot of this stuff. So this might look like it's finished, but it's not. For example, I've still got to do the rocks down here and some other stuff as well in some places. However, I should probably also turn down the render distance a bit because that might cause lag. Let's turn it down to like 250 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers. So that's not what we're going to be working on today, however. I'm also not going to be working on this little thing because that little thing needs a waterfall and I'm not going to put that there now. Yes. So instead what we're going to be doing is working on this bit more. Mainly, put trees everywhere, except for the bits that don't need them. Then put a small town here, and probably some pastures, maybe farmstead or something over here. And then maybe a little landing strip here, who knows. On the 6th box I meant. Oh, probably. So that's the plan. And what do we start with? Well, let's start with painting the riverbed here. Which I know wasn't even in the list of things that I want to do. And that's why we're going to do it. Because it wasn't on the list. Hello VGR, welcome to the 167th stream of Trainz. I do not understand or comprehend why the performance here is suddenly worse than it used to be. But that's okay. Maybe Finder is doing a indexing or something like that. Quite a big plan for one stream. Only 2 streams till 169. Then I will say nice. Nice. Yes. Okay, so I may need to change some of the areas where it's a bit steeper so that the rocks, because it looks a little odd if the rocks are going this steep up the side, but who knows? We'll see. You're not really supposed to see back here anyway, which also explains why I'm taking the time to paint it. Oh wait. Also, there are significant steps being taken towards updating to the newest service packs, which means significant steps are being taken towards TRS-19 multiplayer stuff again, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've seen my you've seen my steampunk steamer? Yes, I have seen the pictures. Looks nice. What is the special feature? Multiplayer, yes, yes, yes. Multiplayer puts your driving skills to the test. What looks good? Well, I'll give you a sneak peek. Okay. I think this should have a little bit more of a shore here. Oh, let's have a look. Imgur. Hold on. Oh, it's a privacy agreement. Hold on. Oh. That's I see pants. If you're unfamiliar with with that term, no, not the things you wear. It's short for pantographs. Interesting. An electric steam engine. I suppose you can use the electricity to heat up the water to create steam. Interesting. I don't know how efficient that would be, but if you could figure out an efficient way of doing that. Yes, lean closer. Oh, it's definitely innovative. Definitely. Yes, your eyes are not fooling you. That is a pantograph on a steam loco. Yes. One of the two on this thing. Is the second one on the tender by chance? Just as I just said that just as you put the thing. Yeah, there's the stream title. One on the loco, one on the tender. And there's the updated stream title, yes. Okay, so... And it also doesn't burn coal. Yes, I would assume not, if it's using electricity to heat up the water. But rather, it burns kerosene. Oh! Or lamp oil. Ah, so wait, does it use the electricity to heat up the water? Or does it use the kerosene for that? GT3 locomotive. Wait, isn't that the gas turbine? Or is that something different? Oh, both of them. Ah, right, nice. I think alternatively, probably. I think I'm going to put down the trees next. Which means, okay, I'm going to use the less dense trees first, and then I will use the more dense ones near the tracks. Okay, so, I mean, I suppose I don't really have to put them, make sure that they're that close to the tracks. I can leave a few gaps if I'm going to use a smaller area to paste. Anyway, that was a bit weird. That one, let's have a look. Yes. On non-electrified, you used kerosene. On electrified, like in Switzerland, you use overhead wires. That certainly sounds very interesting. So in scrap, I'm guessing that's in scrap mechanic that you're making this loco. It looks like it, but if not, it should be. Yes. Layer alert. Yes. It is the root layer. Thank you. So does the pantograph, like, does that game have, does it work like that? Does the pantograph actually function to supply electricity to motors, or is there actually a thing for coal or steam engines in general? Are there boilers or things like that actually function like that in the game, or is it just a suspension of disbelief because you're using it to create the design, but in mechanically speaking, it doesn't actually matter? No coal, almost no ash. It sounds interesting. Yes, it does. Yep, scrap mechanic. No, it's just for show. Ah, right. And some works. It might work. I'm not sure. Thank you. Also, I am planning lots of stuff for future Trainz projects. Namely for an edited series of videos where I'm lots of time lapses and commentary on the thought process of what I'm doing on screen, and that's going to be interesting to do. And I'll do that after I've updated to the most up-to-date service pack. See, the trees add so much, and not just in terms of lag, but in terms of yeah, in terms of scenery as well. Well, you could. There is a battery item that can be connected via wires, via wires, but you can't use it in creative mode. Wow, that logo, steampunk to the core. Yes, it is, and it looks very nice. It's a good idea. It does sound exciting, thank you. Wires. Yes. Also, I don't think I'll paint any of the rock texture on the sides here because I like the idea of this. I like this bit feeling more more valley-like. Like it's more of a. It's up in the mountains, but it is more of a valley rather than a canyon per se. Because then it's also a bit of contrast because you go over. Well, I might paint that a little bit there because that's quite steep. But then you go over here, and then it starts to get a bit steeper where it gets into the canyon. So yes, because it comes from an alternative universe where electrification in Romania began in 1915. Interesting. Although if you have electrification like that, if you've got electric generators like dynamos or whatever, then that means you realistically probably already have the technology for electric motors. So, I mean, I was wondering, is there a reason in universe why they don't just use electromagnetic motors on the locomotive and instead use the electricity to heat up the steam, the water for steam? Good old bit of forest. The Vipers were connected via wires, yes. Ooh, nice. Yeah, money. Oh, I see. I take it is less expensive then, because it would be strange if it were more expensive if the reason is money. Okay, and here I'm just going to place this over the top of the other stuff. And then I'm going to delete the bits that I don't need. Money, 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 money. Yes, indeed. Okay, that can... Well, that's kind of close. I suppose I'll put down a little bit of the denser stuff over here as well. Plus, the Romanian State Railways wanted a high-speed express loco that can run on both electrified and non-electrified lines. Ah, well, that makes a lot of sense then. Thank you. Are you going to use that locomotive in any of your stories? Like, is it going to make an appearance in any of your stories? Probably. Nice. Okay, I'm deliberately going to be placing this a little bit over the tracks like that, because I do want to have some trees over on the other side of the tracks as well, I think. And this way it's easier to do that. And this bit over here, I'm going to do a little bit over here, but not too much, because, well, for one thing, it's a bit farther away from the tracks, and for the other thing is I may end up changing that a bit after I decide what industry I want to put up there and how it's going to be laid out. If I am going to choose a small little dirt runway thing, then sure, but otherwise as well. Okay, let's start off with this little bit there, just so I don't forget later. And this doesn't have to be perfect, because perfection isn't mandatory after all. And even if it were, it wouldn't be compulsory. If you haven't any coal in your stove and you freeze in the winter and you curse at the wind at your fate. Yes, I get the reference. Okay, now let's... I might as well do this here. This loco I have named the Malaxa after the works it was built at. Electrolysa type, or the CFR class 154, was designed in 1930 and was first fully functional ran off the production line 2 years later in 1932. Oh, there you go. E, yes. E probably for electric. Nice. And when hunger comes, a rat-tat-tat-tat on the window. Yes, all the lyrics. Yes. If you want to know where that's from, it's from a song from Cabaret. Oh, I actually like this bush there. I'm just gonna move it slightly over to the side here. These ones I'm gonna move a little bit that way. Might not be entirely right. I've tapped it from memory. I learned the song way back in 2018, but I haven't really thought about it too much since then, so I've gotten a smidge rusty on it. That's fine. I'm sure the song has gotten a smidge rusty on you as well. Okay, let's do the track side next. Move these ones over a little bit. Actually, I like that orange shrub there. Let's just move these down a little bit. Sort of like that, maybe. Maybe a little bit more. Let's move these ones over a bit. A total of 100 were built, 10 going to the Swiss Federal Railways due to their very good mountain trekking capabilities and the ability to run much more cheaply. Oh, you will have a trackside nest. Nice. The trackside nest or the supply order? Are there any still preserved? Asks Kango of the Fango. Yes, only 3 in Romania, unfortunately, in the alt universe. I should do Transport Fever 2 again, with mods this time. There are so many great mods. But I don't have the slots for it. In Switzerland, however, 8 of the 10 are preserved and are in active duty. Ooh. Shreddays, I believe the sounds nice was referring to VGR's message. Trackside Nest was said because you said do Trackside Next. I know. Shreddays, you could do it in place of TS one day. Well, one day wouldn't really be enough. It would have to be a series. And if it's a series, then that means, well, a long time without other stuff, and I don't want to cancel the TS because I did already miss it, even though when we did those 5 weeks of Civ 6, which wasn't planned that way, just kind of happened because the first game didn't take very long at all. So we started a new game, and then that one took, I think, 2 or 3 streams. I think 2. And then since Kango got Civ 6, since we sorted that whole thing out, we then wanted to play it together, all 3 of us. And so then we started another one, and then that one took a while. I think 3 sessions? Maybe a bit longer, I don't know. I think 3. So that's why that happened, and I did already miss TS then, so I don't really want to not do it for a whole Transport Fever 2 series length. Actually, how many were at one moment? Let me just quickly look this up. Here's the channel. Not the channel, but the Shardai's channel. Our channel. So let's see. Where is it? There we go. So yeah, so the last time, actually it's better if I do it in the normal videos section. So the last time before yesterday, well, I say yesterday, the day before yesterday, we were at Trainz Simulator was all the way down here. So then it was 1 Civ 6 stream, so 1, then this one's the same, so this is 1 week, so from here to there's 1 week. Actually no, this is the first week where it wasn't, and then that's 2 weeks, then 3. Actually, no. So, okay, it depends how you count it, if you count the distance or the amount of weeks. So if we count the amount of times that Train Simulator has not happened a week because of Civ 6, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it is 5. 5 times it hasn't happened, which means that if we then take the week from there to the first one as once, then it's 1 week, then it's 5 to there, and then another week to the next time where it did happen, so that's 6. So 6 weeks without it happening. And then if we look over at the Transport Fever 2 playlist, that is all these streams, which is 20. You can't see the last one because it's cut off, but 20. So less than a quarter. Well, actually, if you count to 6, then it is more than that. It depends. Actually, it would be a bit more if it's 6 rather than 5. Anyway, so yeah, that doesn't really work. So if I did do that, then I would have to have it only be the second half. So it would be the first half Train Simulator, and then the second half Transport Fever. However, that would mean that we'd only have 1 hour for Transport Fever, which it wouldn't really be enough. It would just take ages, and the MISC slot isn't really supposed to be for that long of series. Yes, there have been some continuous games on there, like for example Human Fall Flat or Civ 6 or KSP, which I also want to continue at some point, but yeah, so but nothing as much as what Transport Fever 2 would need consecutively, that is. So yes, basically. Or I could just have it as a thing that sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. So like if I feel like it, we continue. It's, yeah, let's continue with this for a bit, or let's do that. But then it's not really that good, since each stream would build on the previous thing. It's a continuous series, so it's better to have continuity of what you were planning and what you were doing. Also, this bit should probably be rocky. I'll reach it in a bit, don't worry. I suppose, yeah, that should really go all the way to there. One moment, I quickly have to double check something. I need to make sure that that's actually... Oh, that's actually been announced properly. One moment. One moment. I'll be with you in a moment. Hence why I said 1 moment. Okay, it's loading quite slowly because of streaming. Okay, there it is. Yes, okay, that's good. 1 moment. That's good as well. Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. Right, here we are. So, I guess I'll read chat now. Shadows, you could do it in, yeah, one day. Or you could do half-half, like you do with TS and RCT3, on a very small map. Yeah, but if I do a very small map, then the issue with that is that that most of the trains that I unlock, I won't be able to use, because with when I did the series with the Asian Islands thing, and that was even without mods, all of the, I barely managed to use all of the locomotives, And some of them I only put on a line because I wanted to use the locomotive, not because I specifically had a use for them. For example, the express locomotives, those big, I think, Russian steamers, those green ones. I didn't really have to use those. The ones that I had were perfectly adequate, but I wanted to use them, and so I just picked a line that had relatively long distances between the stations and then put it on there. If I put in mods, then that would mean I would have even more locos that I would want to use somewhere. And then if I make the map smaller, then, well, I'm going to have even less places where I need to use them. Plus, the high-speed trains would basically be completely useless, since there wouldn't be any distance great enough for them to be even remotely useful. I mean, even in that last game, I'm not sure that I think the Shinkansen probably turned a little bit of a profit, and maybe both of them, but not that much. And they even barely got up to top speed. Hauling both tourist trains and historic freight trains. Good. And trust me, that loco is massive. Yeah, I do trust you. Nope, 4. Sure it is. In fact, let me take a picture of the player character in Scrap Mechanic next to it. Oh. Sure, well, with me, for example, I've only got 1 streaming slot per week, so I just stream whatever I feel like streaming. Maybe do that for the Monday Misc slot? What do you mean? Either have it alternating or just do whatever you want on that day. Precisely, I could, but then the issue is that with Transport Fever, since you plan ahead and build it over time, it doesn't really work if you don't have it be a consecutive thing. It's like starting a Civ 6 game, then having a break for a month or something, and then continuing it. It's like, well, yeah, I've got all this stuff that's half finished. What was I thinking when I was doing this? And then if I'm having that reaction, what hope does anyone who's watching it have of comprehending what's going on? Let's have a look. That's probably the image of the character next to the locomotive. Yeah. What loading gauge does that fit? Would that fit in the loading gauge of where it's running? Here's compared to the play character, and here's full length. Yeah, that is really massive. It is quite large. Congrats and good luck with the rest of it. Thanks. Now you may be wondering, where's the cutoff? It's on the inside of the frame. To make room for the rod that drives the automated rod bearing lubricator. It's even bigger than the 142 class, the biggest iron loco of the Romanian railways. They are also preserved and are national treasures. Yes, it does. Sure dice. Yeah, good. Maybe if you'd rewatch the last part of the Transport Fever 2 or Civ 6 game right before starting next stream to refresh the memory. Well, yes, that would work, but that would have the side effect of costing at least 2 hours of my time before, which I don't really want to spend on that. Additionally, it still doesn't solve the issue of the people watching not really getting what's going on. It's just like we are being thrown right into the middle of things, where things are half set up and half thought through. And yeah, I mean, I suppose it might work. I might be making it worse in my mind than it would actually be. Maybe it would be just completely fine. It wouldn't be an issue at all. But I think that conceptually, that is an issue. Whether in practice it would be as well, I don't know. I haven't tried it. Yes, dot dot dot. I see. Maybe, yes. Maybe no. Who knows? Okay, I think here I don't want that many trees. I'll just leave a couple and then maybe move them a little closer when I get to that bit. I think that's a few too many. Maybe more like that, then I'll move them a bit closer afterwards. Oh, I don't think I painted underneath the road yet. Must have forgotten about that. Yes, and I'll move some of these around a little bit, just to fit a little bit better with how the direction that the tracks are going. And here I want probably even less space. Well, yeah, if I put them right up to where the tracks are, that should work, because I'm going to need quite a lot of space here for the piggyback / container loading unloading point. But I'm going to have these trees so close here, and I'm going to have a few of them over here closer as well, because otherwise, well, it's just not going to look very good. In which case, let's paint in the forest texture underneath now, just so I can get a bit of a better idea of what this looks like when it's finished. That's a bit too far over on that side. I think I want to reduce the size. Okay, and then I'll go over and paint on the texture underneath the dirt road, which means I'll have to go and find the texture to paint underneath the dirt road, which I think closest place would probably be the gravel pit. Yes, over here. No, not that texture. That one. The electrolyzer type was a fast one too. Due to its large driving wheels, it had a top speed of 175 kilometers an hour, or as old CFR were marked, it max quickness. Teala maxima of 175 kilometers an hour. Maybe if you were to do a weekly public poll for the game of choice of the next Monday stream. No! No, that would be a terrible idea. Because, well, for one thing, not that many people watch the live streams. So it would probably just then be just a couple of key people deciding, which I don't want. Secondly, I don't want to bind myself to that. Just imagine being the engineer of a electrolyzer type. Who designed it in universe, if you know? It sounds very interesting. It was a girl. Her name was Isabella Maria Lizoneru. Alright. Tonight I think 175 kilometers an hour is a bit slow for an engine its size, but I may add a little more speed. I don't know. Did her descendants stay in the locomotive designing business if she had any? Yes. Well, that answers that question. Okay, so that's done. Do I need to do any? Yes, I need to do stuff over here. Of course I do. Of course I need to do stuff over here. Well, actually, do I? Because that looked like it was overgrown, but actually I don't. Actually, no, I did that. Oh, right. Oh, yes, actually, I know what I need to do. I need to paint the forest texture underneath the trees over here as well a little bit. And then I'll probably work on the industrial areas. And then after that, probably the town, and then the detailing of the, well, the grass to mix in different colors and put splines on and things like that. I'm going to use a bit of a bigger brush here. Okay. Let's just have a quick look over here, see if some of these areas could use a little bit more forest texture underneath. And some of these areas apparently could use a little bit less underneath, like over here. And then right next to it a little bit more. Ah, this bit I still need to do. Okay, yes, of course. Yeah, I think I prefer that. Or do I prefer it the other way? No, I definitely prefer it darker. Okay, so I'll save and then I'll read a bit of chat. She's the cousin of your detective in my recent story. Oh. Ah, the one with the doll. Yes. All right, nice. Well, Shadows asked me if the logo is going to be mentioned, so here it is mentioned. Good. We're going to need a bigger brush. Although I think it might be a little tricky to put in all the lore of it, like how it's how it works and its statistics and all that stuff, without it just feeling like an info dump or an exposition that, like, yes, clearly this is just being told right to us to give us this info. If you even want to, you may not want to, but. Okay, I need to paint a little bit more of the grass up here. Just give it a little bit more detail. And then I think I wanted to delete some trees over here, but I'm not sure. Right. The first electrolyzer class logo was displayed at the In Universe 1935 Paris Railway Fair, where it attracted quite a lot of eyes thanks to its size. I suppose it would. Sure it is. How about if, after each transfer to stream, you'd take some notes on your thought process throughout the stream and future plans you have for the game, which lines to connect and such. So no matter how many streams will be between that stream and the next, you'll always be able to speed if you'd just what? You'll always be up to speed if you just take a look at the notes from before the next stream. No, that wouldn't work. Because it's not so much a thing of, I don't know. It's not so much a thing of forgetting specifically planned out things. It's not like, okay, this is what I'm going to do step 1, then step 2, then step 3, and this is my plan. It's more like having things in your mind. Like, having in your mind, for example, there's a town over there that needs to grow a little bit more in this direction, or I had an idea to have a tram over here, so maybe when I unlock some of those I can put those here, or there were some trains over there that get stuck at a red signal quite often, so I need to do something over in that direction, or things like that, where it's more so stuff that's at the back of your mind rather than a full plan. And besides, that wouldn't help the audience at all. Unless, of course, you ask them all to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to have to paint that as well. In fact, the GWR and LMS were interested in buying electrolyzer but it was not suitable for British Rails, so they were denied. It's more the mindset, Charles? No, mindset is the wrong word. Did the GWR even have electrification, or would that be the LNER? Ask them to do the same thing, XD. Charles, yeah, that's totally gonna work. Exactly. Okay, and I am just pushing, since a lot of this is using the less dense forest, I am moving some of the trees rather than deleting them, just to fill in some of the more empty looking areas. Now I'm going to repaint a bit of this with grass texture as well. Although I'm not sure that I necessarily prefer that, because that's... Hold on, maybe if I use a bigger brush so that it's a bit of a smoother transition. Not so sharp. A little bit like that. Here and there. Or here or there. Maybe you just need another stream slot then. Yes, if I had another stream slot, then that would work the best with it. But that doesn't really work at this point. Friday Summit. Well, no, but they were interested in them due to the low operating costs. Alright, so they would just not have used the pantograph then? What do you mean? Plus the electrolyzer were too large to run under most British bridges. Yes. Yes, just take them off. Alright, gotcha. That's the main reason they were denied. I see, but I wonder why they were interested in getting any in the first place if they wouldn't fit under some bridges. Would they have replaced the bridges? Yes, but that was too costly. Gotcha. So they just scrapped the idea. Especially if they're very old bridges. Mm-hmm. Although it depends. The kind of Victorian preservation idea, like that's valuable and needs to be preserved, is not that old. Because you've got lots of Victorian stuff being torn down in the 60s. Euston Station is a good example. I think Euston Station was torn down in the 60s. So yes. Also, with Transport Fever 2, I would be really interested in doing a non-1-to-1 ratio map. Because then it means I could have longer distances between towns if I want them for trains and things like that, without having more lag in terms of in terms of size. Because it's not in every direction. You would sacrifice some distance on the other axes, of course. And I think that could work out really well, because then that would also lend itself to having some main lines and then more shorter branch lines connecting to them, because, well, in the other axes there just isn't that much land, so you couldn't have that many long lines. And yes, I'm deliberately painting it a bit largely on there so that from back here you can still kind of see it there. Even from back here, so you can see there's a road going up there. But still, in Romania and Switzerland, the electrolyzer class was a successful class of loco being used well into the 90s by CFR. Euston Railway Station. Yeah, I meant the old one, not the new one. In fact, two were even bought from CFR by the company that administered the Orient Express. Really can't say the name. And even pulled the Orient Express. Ooh, prestigious. Trainz, will the road get vista points for the view? I don't know, maybe. It's like a sign there too. Brotherback Valley? Maybe, I don't know. Let's do the container slash piggyback thing first. So, do I want stuff to be loaded or unloaded here? Because I could do both, but then I would have to have two separate multiple industries here where I don't really think there's enough space for them. So, let's see. I think well, I suppose it's really a question of do I want loaded or unloaded trains going up or down. So you're gonna have loaded gravel as well as timber trains coming down here. So it might be nice to have a loaded train going uphill, which means that they would unload up here. Okay, so let's do that then. So this is going to be for unloading. Now, let's mark out the area, and I think I'm going to use, oh, where is it? Here. This texture for this area. I might not, but if I like it, I'm going to use it. That's a bit too large. Change the scale. So this goes along here, probably all the way up to there, and then this will probably come up over to here, and this is going to be the factory space for the whatever this manufactures, the general goods, for that turns the lumber into general goods. I might turn these, or I'm probably just going to mix the different texture in with this. Although this space feels a little bit too small. Tell you what, I might extend this down to here in that case and shorten the asphalt road a bit. Okay, and I'm going to put in a spline point there to make that curve look a bit nicer. Like that. I think that's a reasonable size, although it's not exactly straight down the middle there. Or the straight edge there. And then what does this one look like? This one looks similar. A little bit different. Maybe just drawing a little bit of this over here. Might work quite nicely, although I think this one might benefit from... Well, I suppose the scale's okay. Ooh. Now that, well, that repeats a bit too much for the river. Ah, this one might work quite nicely in some places. Just to break up that repeating texture pattern a little bit more. That's not what I wanted. That's more what I wanted. You can still kind of see it a bit, but when you're down here and when there's going to be assets and stuff on here, then that's going to be no problem, I think. Ooh, Donner Scrubland. Interesting. In fact, one of those is still pulling it. Brother back? Oh. I don't know. So add another one to the preserved one. So far then. In total 11, 12, but one of them is a museum exhibit. Of the 100 electrolyser classes are still in working order in Europe. Wow, that's good to hear. Unfortunately, the other 88 are either rotting away in conservation or have been scrapped. Do you know if there are airplane loads for flat cars, trailers? I have no idea. Broken otherwise, I don't know. Oh, there are. Interesting. So, I need a crane. No, not a psychiatrist, just a, you know what I mean. To load and unload the stuff. So, let's see. This asset might work quite well. Maybe I could utilize it for both the logs and the what is it called? The piggybacks, the containers as well. That might work. Sort of like that. Although probably move it back this way a bit. Although that doesn't seem that good. Because, I mean, although this might work quite well with the containers and things, the logs, this seems a bit obstructive with the amount of supports this has here. So I could either have it like that, where the other tracks are going on the other side of it, which might be the easiest solution. In which case, no, not that one. Not that one still. No, not this one either. Hold on, I'll put this one on the temp block layer. And that one as well. Oh? Oh, did I... Is that one on the... Hold on, that's 28, 29. Let's actually put this one on the root layer. Yeah, so then this one would be over on that side of it. I think that might be the best solution. At least if I can't find a better asset. Also, I might be able to put in a little runaround track or something here. That might be useful in some cases. It's a bit steep. Maybe let's undo it. And let's... Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, sometimes things don't undo properly in this game. In that case, I'm just going to move this back a bit manually. Well, that's probably a bit too far. I want a bit of space there. Maybe if I just turned this slightly so that it's more like, well, that's a bit of a tight corner there. Maybe a bit like that. So instead of being, well, is that straight already? Actually, yeah, so instead of being, well, it's already a bit curved. It would be more like that, maybe. Only for the big one, though. Alright, thanks. Just look up airplane fuselage. You want a Niles too? On the list. Will do, thanks. But yeah, I meant that you could perhaps use an airplane load for a session like this. Good morning, driver. Today you'll be tasked with collecting one crashed airplane from the base of Darrenever Peak. You'll be rescuing the pilot tomorrow by speeder. Okay, well, I might as well look through the rest of the crane assets that I have. Maybe there's a better one. I mean, this one is quite a nice one, but a bit too big, I think. I would use something like this, but I don't really want to because this is more geared towards piggybacks. And so it is going to have the ability to unload containers as well. But the piggybacks are the thing that's going to be designed for. Simply because of the time period that it's in. Okay, I think... Actually? No, not that one. Derek's. Cranes like this are nice, but I don't think that that would work too well. Dare never peak. But yeah, I found them, thank you, no problem. Good. That's interesting. Might be able to use this somewhere, but this is for loading logs. But, it's logs though. I don't, well, unless I use this area back here for it to store some of the lumber. Maybe? Then I might actually be able to have two here. Maybe I could use this siding to unload the lumber and the other siding to load the general goods. That might actually be quite nice. Let's put that on temp locked. And then connect this up properly. Oh, that's pretty much already the length of the spline. Okay. Like that. And then I'll move this over a bit. Although it might actually look better if it were rotated this way. No, not that way. Hold on. Well, actually, yes, this way. So that it's a bit closer to where the tracks are. So it looks like it could actually turn around and pick up some loads off of the cars. That's a bit large. There are custom gantry cranes you can create with the hooks and things like that, I think. But I've not really played around with that. I think these are probably, well, I mean that's too modern. Plus it's a pipe. Anyway, right. That's a great asset. Wasn't that lumber? Yes. Well, I said lumber, didn't I? Well then, I'm gonna go back to building. Those fancy classic electrics inside aren't gonna build themselves. Have fun. Wow, large crane. Alright, bye then. Still keeping you in the background. Thank you. Thanks for coming in and have fun. Okay, so let's just quickly look through the rest of these. Yeah, I think that's... yeah, we've gone through it now. So, Travis, you had said logs twice at first, then lumber. Do you mean specifically referring to this? No, I said that this is logs. This loader is supposed to load logs into the thing, so this crane wouldn't really work with that. And then I said that this has lumber. So that's why I said logs and lumber. I was referring to two different things. There's also this one which does not have a specific stuff around it. So maybe I could use this for the loading of logs. It seems okay. Although it does seem a bit tall, doesn't it? Although I suppose it might be okay. It does seem really big for here, doesn't it? I don't know. It does feel a bit big, but maybe I can change that later. So let's have a look at the different kinds of things that should be unloaded here. I think there's a BNSF flat car that has piggyback capabilities, maybe? Flatbed? Let's have a look. No, not auto rack, center beam. Oh, we've got the skeleton car, which, although the logs we've already established that I'm probably going to need some very special logs because of the sawmill that I put down in the city. I think this is the one I was looking for. So I think this one has well, it's got aluminum rolling. It's got container loads, and yes, it does have trailer Fruhauf 1 as well as trailers HP. Now, trailers HP look good because they've got the different skins. I'm not sure if the Fruhauf ones have that as well. Also, that junction switched the wrong way. I've got to do that when I work with them. Come on. I think I've got to put this object onto temp locked. Oh, it is on temp locked. Then why doesn't it? That's strange. Anyway, let's try the Fruhauf ones. Hello, Anthony Sarson 2. Welcome. If I apply that, is that going to be... That's different. Are those the Fruhauf ones? Are we sure about that? No, those are the wrong ones. Those ones are the right ones. Let's see what those look like. Are those different? Yeah, see, these ones I think are all the same. So let's see see if we do that. What if I... Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to use these trailers. Even though they do look a little bit more modern, they have variety in terms of their designs, and I think that that's important. So let me put those... Let's use the siding. They specifically put here for stuff like this. For that, so I know that that's... I'm going to add that was... I think those are the trailers PH1 or whatever. Is this the right one if I move that? No, that's the wrong one. So this one's the 28. I want the 29 one. That's the crane. May have been a mistake putting the crane here first. $29. Okay. Trailers HP. I think those were the ones. Yes. Okay, so we've got that load set. So now let's have a look at the well cars and see what loads they would have. Are these ones the one that I had? I don't know. Anyway, I think these have they've got the same stuff. Maybe if I type it with a space bar. Or were they these ones? I don't know. They look very, very similar, if not almost identical. So, okay. Let's see, what do we have here? Well, lots of different loads, basically. Oh, you can put the trailers in here as well. With the wheels. Ah, that's nice. But that's not... well... yeah, I am going to have to go through all these at some point. So... 45 loaded, 45 empty, 48, 53 loaded. So let's see, if I put on the 53 loaded one, which is... oh, is that the one that's extended like that? I don't think that's the one I want. I want, let's see the 48 one. Yeah, I think the 48 one, and then for the top one, let's use the 48 one as well. I suppose I could use ones with different sizes on them. For example, the 45 one, which would be a little bit shorter than that. Or the 53 one up top, which would be a little bit longer than that. So let's just put these on for now. And then, so I'll put those as commodities in the... yeah, because they do also have different colors. Yeah, I'll put these as commodities in the multiple industries down here, which is not, that's the wrong one. Still the wrong one, still the wrong one. I need the 29, there we are. So what were they called again? So it's rare that I've got two of these windows open at the same time. So they were the 48-foot containers loaded, and let's do the 53-foot containers loaded. just so that I remember what stuff I want to have on here. Okay, so now let's put these, let's make this one consist, and then I'll see if the siding's long enough to hold it. Oh yes, it is, good. But yeah, these cranes are very nice. Oh, gotcha. Sorry for the confusion, I like these. Will you reskin the cranes, or will they stay as is? Presuming the latter, but what to ask? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I think the Fruavs have that too. I don't think so. Hello, hola, yes. Hopla, Anthony. Hello. Hello, VC today? Not today. Not today. We've not got that much time left, and I want to concentrate and do as much as possible. Ah, sorry about that. Looks like they don't have that feature after all. Trailers HP. You maybe use the Fairbanks Morse for a test run? No, I want to get more built. So, Kangafango, how are you doing? Don't know why, but having the longer one on top looks a bit precarious to me. Well, they do that. They do that sometimes. I'll be working tomorrow. Well, good. I hope you're going to have fun. I am fairly fine, thank you. Been working on my 3D platformer lately. It's still very work in progress and early in development, but it is shaping up slowly but surely. How are you? Right, nice. Conway Sneak is fun sometimes. Well, good. So, now that we've got these, let's look for, if I search for trailer HP, let's look on the DLS. There might be placeable ones, I don't know. Or was it PH? No, it was definitely HP. Strange. I mean, there are lots of trailers that I could place. Anyway, let's just look at what I've got installed. Let's start from the top. I like railroading. Yes. Scroll up a bit. Scroll a bit up, Trainz. There is a little safety lesson. Never walk on railroad tracks. It is very dangerous and also costs $1,000 to $2,000 fine. Yes. Although there's also something to be said for personal responsibility. Those single axle red ones, I don't know. I want them to look like the ones that are going to be arriving on the trains. No, the intermodal trailers would be ones that have containers loaded, not ones that are made of container, basically. That one looks quite nice. HP Hood and Sons dairy products. Ugh. The taste of goodness of Maine. Nope. I want ones that look like that, basically. I mean, we've got these ones. I'm gonna leave that here for now, but I think I want ones that aren't as empty. Let's see. Nope. We've got these reefers, which I don't know. There are 3-axle ones, which I don't really want. Huh. No. Let's see. Actually, that one looks quite nice. I know, unless you're a rail worker. Right, I see. And yes, personal responsibility, that's true as well. Personal responsibility as well. Maybe the static versions of those trailers called trailer HP with a dash or HP trailer. That's a good idea. Nope. Also, there's a tip. Here's a tip. Is a 4-axle engine car has 8 wheels and a 6-axle car has 12 wheels. Yes, because 1 axle typically has 2 wheels. That one looks great. What is that brand? A locomotive always has twice as many wheels as axles. Well, unless it's a German one, an old German one. There we go. Saya LDL Freight. Well, it's got a website on it, which doesn't really work because websites aren't really a thing yet, but I don't know. Maybe the SAP ones are good. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the SAP, some of the SAP trailers. Yeah, those are probably fit better. Yes, I agree. Oh, you'd reskin one of the website. No. These ones I don't really want. Yes, that one. Sure. No. No. Unless there was a flux capacitor asset that I could put on it. And yes, I know I could theoretically make one myself. Nice. What about this one? Interesting, that just looks like a reskin of the other one. Which is good, because then they fit together. Badgerland. I mean, it's got the American flag on it, so sure, why not? Blue Angel. Motor Freight. We do the distance. I mean, that's fair, I suppose. Might be nice having a few longer ones in here as well. Berwick Northern. Why not? BNSF, probably not. Ooh, CC. I see. No. So what railroads does the Milton Valley Railroad interchange with? I can name some railroads that were in Pennsylvania in the 50s, 60s. Norfolk and Western, Southern Railway, New Haven, Pennsylvania Railroad, Penn Central. Well, I haven't figured that out yet. I think I do want the Pennsy, Norfolk and Western probably. And the thing is, even though the mountainy bit is definitely set in sort of the Pennsylvania area, the lower areas is set a little bit more towards Florida down there, because we've got sugarcane, for example. So it isn't strictly set in this specific location, but largely, yes, it's set in that specific location, if that makes sense. So yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. Flux capacitor. But no. BNSF is not out west. It is out west, not in Pennsylvania. I always like the Southern Railways liveries from both the US one and the UK one. Do I not already have that? Yeah, I think there are some of these doubled for some reason. No, that one doesn't really fit. And to be honest, that one, I mean, that one doesn't fit that well either. Looks too, well, it's a container basically. Looks a bit too modern. CSL. Intermodal. Sure, why not? Sure it is. Maybe it's old and new versions, but with different KUIDs? I don't know. Or maybe it's some of them have been updated. I don't know. Okay. Illinois Central Gulf. Why not? And these ones, I'm not just going to leave them all in one line here, I think. But it's just so that I've got a selection. Okay, sure. If that's that, I don't know. Ah, that's too modern. It's got Norfolk Southern Operation Lifesaver on it. Roadway! I mean, if you're that insistent, sure. Ooh, Santa Fe. I see. Okay, so that's interesting. I know they were, but maybe they are shipping a long distance, because these are only the cargo containers, so they could make their way a long, long, long way. Because Santa Fe is, well, part of BNSF, the SF. So it's Burlington Northern, BN, and then SF, which is Santa Fe. Which is put the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, the Santa Fe part. Ah, this one's a good one. That's just a generic one. (1959, 1978), but I think that's just the trailer itself. Sure. Okay, we've almost looked through the list. No, I do not want these ones here because, again, I want them to look like the ones that are on the trailers. But I will place some of these over here, just so that I will not forget them. No. I mean, these ones do look good, but they don't look like the ones on the trailers. And if I use high quality ones here, then the low quality of these ones will be so much more apparent. Okay, so well, let's get to some plating. Okay. First, let's do a little bit of infrastructure around this place. I'll go down and find sort of an admin office thing, building. I surely must have used some over here. Right? Somewhere? Hold on, maybe over here. I don't know. Damn, that is a big yard. Also, I like those industry spurs. Yes, thank you very much. Willis 1961 helped a lot with that area. I was here when you started them, but not when you finished it. Yes. Well, you say that. It's not really finished. It's just most of it's done. If you look over here, so the actual area itself, I would say, is done, except for setting up the industries. But of course, the stuff around it isn't. Now, I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of stuff there. I'm just gonna detail the edge of the road, so the buildings along there, and then just have the other buildings sort of placed randomly behind it, like I do here. So, yes. Also, I do need to connect this bit with this bit over here, and I need to connect this suburban bit with this bit over here as well at some point, but that can wait. Let's just look for admin. Or actually, maybe if I look for brick, I think I downloaded some good brick buildings that might work well for this sort of thing. On good time trailers, eh? Pretty much yes. Although I do like this one. I've used this one a few times before as well. Okay, so let's use this one. And actually, let's also lower the road down a little bit so there isn't this big step there. And actually, since this is pretty much flat, I might as well do this everywhere. Ah, well, except for over here, because that's where it has to be aligned with the terrain for the moment. And I need to put in the well, actually I don't need to put in the traffic stopper considering there's no traffic on here. So, it's good. I want to have some along here as well. Let's just pick random ones. And yes, it will be a little bit odd if you take containers up here and unload those, but you've got session layers and bound layers. So you could put all of these trailers onto a bound layer and then disable that layer in the session, and then put on the session layer, put containers on here, and then that'll work. Probably some in the middle bit here as well. Also, I do want a place for trucks to be stopped at. That one's great. The one in the on stilts. If I go, have you missed any of Shardaz's 415 streams? 415 streams? Have it really been that many? Where did you get that number from? Will this industry get a name? For 450? Yes, combined. Where did you get that number from? Did you read all of the? Did you combine all of the playlists on YouTube or what? I looked on your channel and subtracted your 14 tutorial videos and boom. Well, there you go then. That many. And then I want some along here as well. And maybe I'll put some trees or something in the middle. Also, I do want some gaps in here. I've just realized I've placed them very close to each other. Oh, maybe that would look better if those were closer like this. Maybe create a little bit of a gap over here as well if I move some of these over. Maybe like this. Okay, this one, sure. Maybe a few more along this bit. And then I'll see if I can find, or then I'll see about making a truck resting / refueling area. Yeah, something like that. And then let's look for fuel. We'll save first. By my calculations, it's 407. I've also not counted the Living Art Trailers plus OST and Charlie's things elsewhere. And the tutorials, of course. But wowzers, that's a lot. Never really realized it was this many. But yeah, none. That's dedication. So let's have the truck fueling area over here maybe. And I think having a... That's a bit large. No, I think the cistern can be underneath. No. Yeah, something more like this. Can have a couple of these next to each other. And then let's have a look for the trucks. Sure, of course. And I may also go back over this area at some point. Oh, that looks very small compared to the trailer. Yeah, may go over this area again at some point. Just to make it a little bit more realistic if I notice that some areas aren't that realistic. Sure, why not? Let's have one of these over here as well. Let's have one over here as well. Now this one would fit better behind one of these trailers, but I do realize this is probably a bit of a newer truck. However, if you don't pay that close attention to it, it does look like there's a bit more stuff happening here. Maybe a Peterbilt. How do you spell that? Oh, Western Star maybe. Oh, it's without a U. So it's Peterbilt, not built. I've really got that one. Interesting. Yeah, I've had a look at the Kenworth ones. Oh yes, Billboards, that's another thing. Forgot all about Billboards. I don't know, maybe. But that again looks so small compared to the trailers. Don't you think? Okay. And we've got these ones that might fit quite nicely. Which I will have to move this one into the ground a little bit. Just because of that weird white shadow thing underneath. Maybe I can have a couple of these around. I don't know that I like this one here. No, it looks too symmetrical. I don't like that one there. That one's too small. No, those ones are much too small for these trailers. Let's see. I mean, that was a bit bright. Ah, Falmouth University, great. Wait, is that the Falmouth University? I think it is. No. Okay, so let's see, was there one of the different color for this one? Only those two. Maybe I can have one of these ones over here. Maybe the blue one. Maybe the blue one could fit with this blue trailer here. No, that just looks too small. The gap's too big. It doesn't fit. Does not fit, unfortunately. I think this looks busy enough for now. So, oh, we've gone past 10. So, what I'll do is change the time of day, take a screenshot, and then we're good to go. Although I suppose I should maybe have... Oh, that one has lights on. Ah. Okay. Might look better with shadows on. Feel free to go a little longer if you want, of course. Thank you, but I don't think so. Not this time. Maybe put a fence around that bit and then screenshot it? No. Maybe something more like this. I think that might look good. Ooh, or that. I think that one might be the one that we end up using. Ooh, or this. Although I'm not sure about the spacing. I'm sure one of those will work. Which is why I'm continuing to take more, of course. Okay, now all I need to do is place a few more trees just so that it doesn't crash, hopefully, if I save again. And we're good to end. So with that, thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on YouTube. And I suppose, oh yes, Kangafango streams on Sundays. We've been doing multiplayer ETS2 convoys. Interesting. So, that's pretty much that. There will be some more news regarding a new Trainz series coming sometime soon, but that's for then. So, for now, I'll rechat. Yes. Okay. Also, it seems that the truck with the white shadow was originally from Valve's Left 4 Dead 2. I don't know. Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Thanks for the stream and great shout out. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night. Bye bye VGR if you're still in the background. Bye bye. Good night.